What's up, Soul Tribe? What's up, fam bam? Y'all know what time it is. It's time to sage your shit, right? All right, I'm coming to you with the dragons. Remember, the dragons is about you. Only you know external influences. So let's see what the dragons got to offer us today in its entirety. Hello and welcome, my soul tribe, my fam bam. All right, I got some exciting things I'm going to be rolling out soon. So y'all get ready. Get ready. It's going to be fun. I'm working on a spiritual retreat for everyone that wants to join. We've been talking about this during my lives as well. Just another way to connect with everyone in one place in person. So this is going to be really, really cool. I've got the pleasure of experiencing one similar to what I want to do before. So I found it very enlightening and eye-opening and informative. So I want to bring that to my collective as well. So here we go. Let's see what the dragons got for us. A lot of you guys, y'all have been feeling the pressure. So a lot of you, the channeled message that I'm getting is full, complete surrender, trust, regardless of what's going on in the 3D. Come back in within yourself, okay? You're being asked to, you know, they keep telling me lately, many will receive the call, few will answer. So this is in regards to actually the decision is going to be yours. Like, are you going to truly walk in your divine path, or are you going to revert back to the old timeline, the old paradigm? Okay, this is going to require a lot of strength to walk away from a lot of things and the past versions of yourself. Okay, so this is kind of what they're going to gear this towards, whatever circumstances or situations that you are being put up against right now in the 3D, and what you are being called to focus on when it comes to internal. Okay, so remember, the dragon's about you. Only you know external influences. So this is going to be what you're facing, what your obstacles are, what your lessons are right now in this healing journey, what part of this phase that you're actually on and why, what the potential blockages would be in this situation. These types of readings are available for one-on-one. They last about an hour and a half. The link to my email is in my bio for details. Okay, if you are interested in booking a private session with yours truly, that is the only way that you can book with me, is through my email at this time. Okay, here we start out now, guys. We're starting out with a lot of pentacles. So a lot of earth energy, a lot of grounding. Okay, so a lot of you could be being called to nature right now. Heed the call. Get out in nature. A lot of you are embracing your Empress energy. You are embodying all four queens here. Some major endings and cycles being broken here. But as far as what's blocking you right now is your own mental anguish, your own self-inflicted mental anguish. Okay, so you're overthinking the ideas and the things that are being brought to you. So spirit is giving you downloads and you're overthinking them and trying to come up with a narrative or a result that is not the point in what they're telling you. They're not telling you the information for you to figure out how to fix it or how to create, or, you know, they're telling you basically what's to come and areas that you could focus in on, but you have to surrender and release the control of the outcome. Okay, remember, expectations is a human mind concept. Okay, when you have an expectations of things will only set you up for heartache. Okay, now we only grow through pain, so sometimes the heartache is necessary to drive the point across. So these endings and this hangman energy here is giving you a different perspective of how these endings took place, why they took place, in order to bring you into calmer waters here. I did have one fly on the floor and I'm looking at it and it is the Fool. Okay, so this is in order for you to move on into calmer waters and embrace a new beginning and new changes here. You have everything that is required. You have been manifesting. The seeds have been planted. You are now coming into more of a balance within the 3D and 5D here in your path. You know what your path is starting to look like. You're just overthinking the situation. You're overthinking cycles that you are breaking currently. So with the Five of Swords here, this is the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. But with the Eight of Swords here, this is saying that this is all being done to, you're doing this to yourself in your own mind. So this is a pattern, this overthinking. You need to break that, because if it's in the past, you can't fucking change it. And if it's in the future, you don't know if you're going to wake up. So why are you putting yourself through the mental anguish? This is the cycle that they're asking you to break. They're asking you to break the thought patterns that keep you bound and stuck in this toxic loop, okay? You're constantly trying to come up with an outcome or the narrative when it's not yours to dictate, okay? So this is going to ring specifically for certain people. Again, you're being birthed with ideas. They're giving you different types of ideas. Your creativity could be on point right now. You could be having downloads, putting plans together, finally putting things through. But here comes this detrimental ending here, okay, which you don't see it right now because you're in the midst of pain, okay? So with this comes this, right? These two coincide. Three of Swords, Ten of Swords. This is putting big endings that is causing a lot of internal pain, okay? You are having these realizations is causing a lot of wounds to surface, a lot of things that you have been trying to hang on since the solar eclipses and since we've been in this transitional period with Pluto going retrograde. This is bringing in transformation. So these endings are really preparing you to move on to calmer waters and to embrace a new found life that you have co-created with your creator and spirit team. So trust in the process. A lot of you have manifested this, but you're not allowing yourself to be in surrender and flow to allow yourself. You're blocking yourself. You're judging yourself too harshly here, okay? Your thoughts are your biggest enemy. But remember, everything that you've experienced, all the things that you've been through, all the trials and tribulations that you have been through throughout your life thus far to this very moment has prepared you for this. This is the Hermit coming out. You have that inner wisdom, okay? So release the judgment of yourself, release the judgment of others, and know that everybody is on their own journey and they are in their own divine timing, just like you are. People will come and go. The lessons here are everything is temporary and nobody owns anything or anyone, okay? But in creating your reality and creating your existence, okay, everyone plays a role in that existence. Everyone will come in to mirror certain aspects of you, whether positive or negative. Regardless, everyone is going to mirror you in your life because this is your creation of it. Your thoughts become your reality. And when you think and obsessively think of something, you migrate that in because your thoughts are creating it. So then when it appears, you want to turn to spirit and your spirit team and go, why do you keep doing this to me? We're not doing it. You're doing it. And that's what they're trying to show you. You are creating these narratives. Break the thought cycle, break the patterns of thinking about every fucking outcome before it happens. Because whatever you put your thoughts to, you project your energy to. So if you're thinking about someone, something, person, place, thing, situation, job, you're directing your energy source to that. So your thoughts become your reality, which keeps you on this repetitional loop of karmic cycles. Remember who you are. You're an empress, okay? Don't put too much thought into it. Stay in your own lane. Don't put too much emotion into it. Pour in just as much as you're being poured into. It's having a balance of all four queens. So you got a balance of head and heart with your Queen of Swords, your Queen of Cups here. Then you have your Queen of Wands and your Queen of Pentacles, which is that passion and drive for your future, for what it is that you're going for, but also being in that grounding and nurturing energy, that grace and compassion for yourself and for others. Being an Empress is not always easy to do, and you will go in and out of this energy because you will tend to embody one queen versus the other depending on the experience that you're going through. So right now, this is telling me that you are in your divinity here, and in your inner wisdom is now coming out. A lot of you are now coming out of this hermit phase, and you're having to re-expose yourself to the world around you, to the 3D. And this comes with a lot of judgment of others, a lot of judgment from external sources, and you're starting to internalize people's perceptions of you. Stop it. Get away from that. How people see you is how they really see themselves. How they see you is through a lens of their own projection, because just like everyone in your life is a mirror to you, everyone in their life is a mirror to them. So if they don't like something about you, it's because they fucking have the qualities within themselves that they don't like, and they don't want to admit it. And because you're standing in your authenticity, and you're being unapologetically yourself, you're triggering these wounds within everyone around you. So try not to take it personal, okay? It's part of your purpose. It's what you do, okay? It's what your energy is doing, not necessarily what you are doing on purpose. But right now you're focusing more on your own passions and your purpose, and you're not really bothered by other people. See, justice here. You balance the scales. You are people's karmic justice. Regardless, some of you may come into people's lives and you feel like you're bringing a dark cloud, because when you come into their lives crumble. Their lives are going to crumble. You were just the answered prayer. They don't see you. You're placed blindly in front of someone, and they don't realize that all they've been wishing and hoping for was just brought in. But how they treat you depends on the karma that they experience once spirit removes you back out of their life to continue. So don't question why something is or isn't. Just know that there is a reason for everything on both ends. It's a dual purpose. Everything is a duality. Everything in life is a duality. There's always two sides to everything. Everything is a double-edged sword, okay? You just have to choose what perception you want to see it through. And if you choose to see through a positive perception, then you won't go through as much heartache and turmoil as you would if you focus on the negative first. See, coming into union within oneself here with the Lovers here. This is your divine feminine and masculine energies, but this is also balancing your emotions and staying grounded at the same time. If you notice, one's in the water, one's on the land. They are now, they're touching. So what this is really saying is this is you embodying not just your masculinity and your femininity within yourself, but you are also balancing your emotions, your stability, your groundedness, all of it. Like you're coming into a complete balance, head, heart, spirit, intuition, whole nine. Like that's what this hermit stage prepared you for. So your loneliness, your seclusion, your time alone was needed and necessary for you to discover who you are, to discover your abilities and what purpose you're meant to walk in. And you couldn't do that with anybody by your side. So this collective, you guys are walking this journey solo at this current time. So if you are connected to anyone in the 3D, this is not your reading. You don't have to watch any further. If you are solo on this journey and have been solo on this journey for a while, this definitely could be relating to you right now in this particular energy for this dragon reading, okay? I will post multiple dragon readings because we have more and more waking up. But this is for my more collective who have been on this journey for quite some time, but you're struggling with the thoughts. You're struggling with intrusive thoughts. You're struggling with not being able to sleep. You're probably having ascension symptoms. Your sleep patterns are probably changing. You may have been a morning person before this transition, and now throughout time, now you're a night owl. Now you connect more with the moon. So it's like the more you evolve and develop and uncover parts of your soul and past life regressions, is the more you will understand why you are the way you are. And see how that smoke is coming towards me right now? This is telling me, like, another thing, forms of divination, it may be a factor because I'm differentiating right here from the reading, and I was called to address the smoke coming towards you. So anytime that you are saging or you have any kind of incense or cones going, pay attention to the direction of the smoke patterns and what you're talking about, because when you're talking about it and the smoke starts to come towards you, that means that this is coming towards you. If it's moving away from you, this is something that might be, passing you. So if you're watching this and you have incense lit as I'm talking, watch how your sage comes to you, away from you, or goes into a different direction, because this is also dictating and giving you like external confirmations as to what is going on, if it's coming in or if it's going, okay? But in this aspect here, or you could read smoke, like that's a form of divination. Fire is another thing, being able to communicate and talk to your ancestors through fire and flame. That is another form of divination as well, that could be in relations to. But what this is really showing me here with this swords, this 9 of swords, 8 of swords energy, 10 of swords, like you're reflecting a lot. You're keeping yourself in a mental anguish over endings, or you're contemplating putting an ending to a pattern that you have been in for a long time. This is a big cycle. I always say the harder the lesson to see, the bigger the lesson learned. Remember that, okay? Yeah, in regards to your own toxic codependencies or patterns within your life. So it could be codependencies, abandonment wounds, rejection wounds, something to do with that part where it's kind of blocking certain gifts from being completely brought to your awareness, but also it's keeping you in a stuck pattern, and it's keeping you in this stagnation from moving forward to a new beginning, because it is part of the old paradigm and you're not realizing that you have shifted and ascended. So if you are part of this ascension and you've been having ascension symptoms like tinglings of the hands, hot hands, burning hands, feeling like you need to rub them together. This is my healers, my people. The shaman resonance is actually reflecting this as well. So you will have physical symptoms as you evolve and elevate through these ascensions that will cause headaches if it's your crown chakra activations, eye pain, or pressure in the eye sockets, if like and in the forehead, sinus pressure. That's like a lot of your third eye chakra activations. Heart activations is going to be through extreme amounts of pain. Extreme amounts of pain. So how you know if your heart chakra is now being opened and activated is you're going to go through something that is going to absolutely break your heart, but it's going to break a foundation and open you up to new opportunities and new mindsets and new ways of thinking when it comes to how you protect your heart, how you protect your energy, who you allow in your heart, and who you have to hold at an arm's distance, basically. So each chakra activation will have certain signs and synchronicities and symptoms associated with it. So start paying attention to the patterns, okay? Especially if you're feeling sick, but there's no medical reason as to why. This is why, okay? So Knight of Cups coming out. You are starting to now pour more into yourself than you normally would, because you're embracing that Empress energy. But you have to realize that if you resonate with the Empress energy, you have to understand that part of being in an Empress energy is not chasing anything. It's not, you don't chase, you attract. This is the divine feminine energy, period. And if you are getting to the point where you are excessively pouring in or pushing yourself, whether it's your gifts and abilities, whether it's connecting to other people, whatever it is, if you will feel that you have to put in a lot of work and a lot of effort and forcing yourself when you physically feel drained, tired, burnt out, disconnected, this is a sign that you're getting out of that Empress energy. The Empress does not have to work hard, honey. Everything that is for her, she knows comes to her. Very well balanced, okay? So now when it comes to divine masculine energy, the Emperor energy, that is the yin to the yang. That is going to be opposite. Your masculine energies, non-gender specific, because again, a soul has no gender. So naturally within yourself, if you resonate with the divine feminine or the divine masculine energies, how you will be able to tell is when you feel most authentically in a certain energy. Like I spent majority of my life in my masculine energy. I went through a transformation and now I sit and resonate with the divine feminine energy. And I know that about myself. So my divine masculines, as you guys wake up, or gals, as you wake up, you will understand the difference between this energy is you can't sit by and wait for things to come to you. If you have trouble sitting by and you can't draw things to you, it is because you may sit more and you may be making a shift where you were once in your feminine receiving energy, And now you're being asked during this calling period to step into the other side. Again, because part of this journey is mastering both energies, but knowing when to yin and yang at certain times. Now, when it comes to divine counterparts coming in, both will have to have this dynamic, because where you will be weak, they will be strong, and you will be able to not be in the ego, to be able to allow the shift in the energy and allow them to take over when they need to, but allow you to take over when you need to, you know, in those certain specific areas, right? So my divine masculines, you will know if you resonate with the divine masculine energy. One, because you're just waking up to the reality that everything you've been taught and conditioned to believe is a lie. That's one. That's where the harsh realization. Two, you'll feel absolutely bonkers and crazy, because the things that you are hearing, seeing, feeling, experiencing is that of what was conditioned to believe that it was non-existent or did not it was not real. So you'll be going through that phase here if you have not started already. But two, you'll have the uncontrollable desire to pursue whatever it is that you cannot get out of your mind here, okay, with this mind ache, okay? Because the masculine energy, again, not gender specific, masculine energy, you are naturally an emperor or a hierophant. You're naturally a provider, a leader. The empress is too, but you got to understand the empress and the emperor roles are that of the same status. They just lead differently in different aspects. Same thing with the divine masculine and divine feminine energies. Okay, you're both just equally as powerful, but you sit on your throne side by side, not one in front of the other or one better than the other. You are side by side here, but knowing when to allow each one to shift in their stronger suits and when to control that ego to allow the other one to step forward. Okay, so all this is in preparation for, one, you have to come into unity within yourself before you can reach that divine counterpart. And everyone in between are karmic cycles, karmic soulmates, false twins, etc. Whatever the divine has to do to get you to this point, to realize that you have to come into union with yourself first. Only then will you have a healthy connection unfold in front of you. Everything else, the push-pull, the toxicity, the codependency, that's all karmic lessons. And that is why it is harder to break those lessons, because of the emotional trauma bonds, codependencies, rejection wounds, abandonment wounds, fear of being alone, all of that trauma that you've experienced in the past. Until you break this all down and heal all of this, you will constantly receive karmic partners that you have chosen to come into your life to give you these hard lessons that you are having trouble breaking through. So just remember, our karmics are there because, one, you spent past lifetimes with them as several different things, but two, you chose that soul because you knew that soul would come in and smash your fucking world to the point where it woke you up to the reality of some things. Okay, so love the karmics, and remember, you are a karmic as well to other people, just like I am. However that unfolds, however that's supposed to be, that is not for us to interpret, it's for them to interpret. But at the same time, you are at the point where you're dedicated to becoming the best version of yourself and to becoming into union with yourself, so that you can get in preparations to having that divine love that you always dreamed of having, or that fairy tale happily ever after. It does exist, but you have to put in the work in yourself in order to find it. Because if you were to be given a healthy divine connection and you're still toxic, guess what's going to happen? You're going to completely destroy it. You're going to overthink it. You're going to allow those traumas, triggers, and wounds to pop up, because you're in fear of losing someone. You have to get into the point where you don't fear the loss of anyone, and you're okay with completely being alone the rest of your life before this happens. Okay, and there's a reason for that, because that is healthy. You should never make somebody the center of your universe, ever. You are the center of your universe. Okay, and again, we do this through people pleasing, through trauma bonds, through childhood abuse and trauma. Okay, so keep that in mind. If you are going through a cycle of you are constantly in your headspace, always logic, head over heart, honey, this journey is not logical at all. like first and foremost. So if you're trying to find logic in this, that's where you're screwing yourself up. That's why you're keeping yourself in a mental anguish, because there is no logic. So if you're a logical thinker, a lot of my air signs, you're going to be going through a whirlwind, a fuck ton of shit, because you're staying in your head and you're not listening to what they're telling you to listen to. You're too worried about everything else and everyone else around you, what people think about you. Remember, it's all logic. You're all logic here. You're all thought. If it doesn't logically make sense, why would I do it? Well, because your lesson is to know that not everything has a logical explanation to it, because you are conditioned to believe that you have to find the logic in things. Your intuition is going to always tell you where to be, when to be, and how to move. And your intuition and your heart space, all three of them, when they are in alignment, all have the same answer every fucking time. But when you are not in alignment, you will either think too much in your head, you will overgive too much in your heart space, which both will lead to pain. Both are toxic. You have to have a balance, and then you'll hear the intuition. Like, I get the question a lot, how do I differentiate my head from my heart from my intuition? Because if you're putting them in a category of them being separate, that is how you tell, because they're not separate. When you're in alignment with yourself, when you're in true union with yourself, there is no overthinking, there is no not giving. Like, you learn how to have the boundaries within your mind and within your heart in order to allow your intuition to lead the way. But they're all three the same. It's your traumas, your codependencies, and your experiences through life this far that makes you think that they are not the same, or that they're coming from different areas. Yes, logically, they're in different sections of our body, but spiritually, in union with yourself, the healed version of yourself knows that all three come together to be your divinity. That's where your authenticity comes from. That's where you being unapologetically, authentically yourself sits. So when all three merge, that's how you know you've come into union with yourself, and you no longer put yourself through this mental anguish. You no longer overthink or underthink anything. You're no longer looking to see how things are going to play out, or trying to come up with a scenario, or how your expectations of things are going to be. You're no longer wasting your energy on that, because you know your energy needs to be directed elsewhere. Okay, this is the inner hermit here, the inner shaman coming out here. So again, there's a reason I deviated from the reading to express that. For some of you, this is going to help a lot with the understanding of where you are right now and why you feel stuck and stagnant, or you feel like you missed something, or you missed or something's not aligning. Yeah, see, temperance. Okay, you need to have patience within yourself, give yourself grace, but also gratitude is the attitude, y'all. I'm serious. Be grateful for everything that you have been through. If you can't honestly look back at your life and be grateful for every fucking bit of it, even the worst and the darkest of moments, if you can't look back and be grateful that it happened to you, you still have some work to do, my love. But it's okay. It's okay, because you will see the silver lining. You will see the beauty in it when you discover what part of you emerged from that situation. What strength did you get from that? What ability did it awaken within you? Okay, and so therefore you will no longer look back at your past trauma and experiences as even a bad thing, because you don't no longer view yourself as such. You now know who you are. You now love who you are. For the first time in your life, you have self-love that you didn't know before this journey. This journey has taught you that through all of these experiences and connections and heartaches and failures and betrayals, and all of it has led you to be who you are now. Okay, so when you're looking back, if you still have an area where you don't want to look at, or you don't want to dig deeper into, or you've been running to avoid, well, guess what? That is where they're going to keep pushing you to. That is where they're going to keep bringing up these cycles and these lessons for you to see, because you can't escape shadow work, because it's in the shadow work where you discover your divinity. where you discover your abilities, where you discover who you are and what aspects you bring to this. So those that are trying to just like work on just their abilities without understanding first where they came from, you're gonna keep hitting a brick wall, and nothing's ever gonna work, and your manifestations aren't coming, and it's because you can't go around that. Because in doing that is how you discover who you are, how you let go of the baggage and the burdens that keep you in this karmic loop. Okay, so just remember that shadow work is a have to do thing. It's not something you can choose to option out of. You can't just decide that you just want the beautiful sides of things and not have to go through the ugly truths of it to discover it. That's not how this works. Okay, so again, be open to change. Okay, if you are someone who is a creature of habit and don't like change, this is a rough ride for you, which most of us are, trying to control the outcomes of things because we had no control in our childhood. We weren't heard or seen, so of course that external validation we look for in everyone and everything. Trust me, there is a lot. Three of Wands coming out. Okay, you have a fork in the road here. You are reaching a pivotal point in this transformation here, and what that is one, you have the old paradigm, you have the old lifestyle, you have the old you have the old mindset, the old patterns, the old belief systems that are there. Then you have another direction of possibilities on what you've manifested. But one of those paths, no path is wrong. I'm going to tell you that right now. No path is wrong. So you can't make a wrong choice. Okay, you're always going to make the right choice because your soul needs to evolve, whether you're consciously aware of it or not. Whatever choice you made, you were meant to make it. Understand that. Give yourself that grace and that compassion in these moments, because no, you didn't choose wrong. You chose exactly the way your soul needed you to choose to, in order for you to learn the lesson that you were being presented. Okay, so don't be beating yourself up about it. But you are now at this fork. So you're probably, this collective, you're probably don't exactly know what direction to go in life. Like you're almost blinded and you don't know what to do. This is, before I started pulling cards, this is the part where I was telling you guys, this is the blind leap of faith. The Fool card in tarot really speaks to it. It's making a decision and not knowing the outcome. It's taking all the experiences that you've experienced, lessons you've learned, taking the learning and the lessons from it, healing the emotional baggage and what has happened to you as you evolved, but taking the wisdom through that and now taking a leap of faith into the complete unknown. Like when I say complete unknown, you will not know the direction, and ain't no person going to be able to tell you that, and I'm going to tell you why. And it's because this is the part where Spirit says, you've been talking the talk, but are you going to walk the walk regardless of what the 3D looks like? Because when they challenge you, they're going to challenge you to the very, very depths and core of it. The external world may be falling apart. You might not even know where your next meal is going to come from, but they're wanting you to walk away from a job. What you going to do? Are you going to walk away from it? Or are you going to stay because you fear that you can't survive? So, like, are you going to trust in them and what they've been guiding you to up until this point? They've always provided for you. They've gotten you everywhere you are. They've showed you the visible confirmations like you asked when you're developing your gifts by this point. So when this true challenge comes up, they've shown you. They got you. Are you going to let fear and the ego stop you from truly passing this, like truly embracing this challenge? This is the call that they're going to see if you will answer. Many will get the call, few will answer. The way you answer it is to be in complete surrender, regardless of what the 3D looks like, regardless of how your life is going. When you can honestly throw your hands up and go, whatever my path is, I'm just going to walk it. I don't care to know anymore. I'm not looking for, like, it's basically when you fucking give up, honestly. But the funny thing is when you think you're giving up, you're just allowing yourself to surrender and be guided. So take it how it resonates. I'm not telling people to leave their job, and like, those that this is going to resonate with, you will have gotten confirmations. You'll be hinted towards this for a while before you'll be presented with this. They prepare you for it. The leap of faith is what they're waiting for you to decide on. They will show you. Where it comes in is believing in yourself, believing in your path, believing in what they've shown you, regardless of what you're experiencing outside of yourself. So it's truly going within and knowing and listening to what your soul's telling you to do, regardless, and just trusting it. And it's scary as shit. I promise you, it's foundation shattering. But the thing about it is it also brings you to the realization that your foundation is not in your home, what you have, the money you make, the career you have. Your foundation is within you. So how strong are you internally in that foundation, in that faith, in that trust in them and what you're being guided to? This is you answering a soul calling. So are you listening to your soul to answer it? Or are you going to allow your mortal brain, mind, ego to fear to come in between that decision? That's a challenge, and it's a hard one. It is. Okay, so you will know if this is for you. You will know if you're being challenged, because you will just have this inner knowing that this is something you have to do, but logically it will not make any sense, and everybody else is going to look at you. Those people that are still around you by this point, family, close friends, whatever, they're gonna be like, bitch, you are crazy. Like, don't do that. Like, you're setting yourself, like, you're gonna fall on your face. They're gonna be the first ones to come at you and tell you not to do it. But if you feel it in your soul, like, I know y'all don't understand, but I have to make this decision. And it looks like a crazy one to everybody else, but you just have this inner knowing, and you'll go from that back and forth, but it's almost like that inner knowing is going to overpower it, and it's just going to be like, trust the process, just trust it, just go, just do it, just do it, just do it. And then you're going to think that it's an impulsive behavior, like, oh my god, like, what if I'm jumping the gun? What if I'm jumping too soon? What if it was a fifth, we'd all be drunk? Why are you what ifing? If you feel it, go with it. If your soul is called, go with. This is also teaching you how to discern. Okay, see, there's a lesson in everything, but there's a reason they do what they do. And once you understand it, you can process through it with ease and comfort. And the towers are not bad things anymore. You actually love seeing it when it's coming, because you know something's fixing to change, and you know it's going to be for the better. But now you have switched the perception of seeing everything negatively to seeing everything positively. So when you see that tower, you're like, hell yeah, good shit's coming. So guess what's gonna happen? Good shit is gonna come, right? Ace of Cups here, emotional fulfillment coming out. Okay, so now you're being forced with that direction. You have found this emotional fulfillment within you because you've come into union with yourself. See how the cards are playing out exactly as the downloads that I'm getting are coming through. This is a part where you realize that you fulfill yourself. You also know that you can only give from your overflow, that when your cup stops to overflow, you can withdraw. You can go into that hermit mode and you can recharge. And you know that this is something you have to do for your soul, and that is a boundary, and people are going to have to understand that there are times where you will need to go into seclusion to recharge, because you have to pour back into yourself. Okay, so you got to keep that overflow going. Okay, so you're learning how to balance out, not to overgive, to give back to yourself, but to also find the balance in walking in your purpose as well, with the Two of Pentacles up here, right? So everything that you're manifesting is coming in, and it's coming in with a balance, okay? But you still have a pattern when it comes to your thought process that you need a break. So whether it's always seeing the negative first, that could be it for some of you. For some of you, this is overthinking, allowing yourself to run away with situations that haven't even unfolded yet, just because you have this urge or this assumption or this feeling that is being brought up within you. But that feeling might not necessarily be that this is coming back into your life. It is because you have not fully healed from it, and you think that you have. It's looking at things from a different perspective, hermiting and seeing what you have not been seeing before. Don't ask, why is this happening? They're showing you why by making it happen. Ask for the clarity to see what you don't see, to break the cycle. Okay, that's significant for some of you. All right, yeah, see your thoughts. Look, this is prime example. This is the Page and the Knight of Swords, and I love how they depict these as two completely different types of energy here. If you look at the Knight of Swords, this is very impulsive, flighty, like just letting the thoughts run away with things. Basically, your mind creating this whole fucking tornado and only wounding yourself. There's no other dragon in here but this dragon, and he's creating a fuck ton of whirlwind of shit because you stay in your fucking head, you overthink things, you allow situations to creep up, you're not getting enough rest, you're not getting out of your head, you're creating, this is your own mental freaking anguish here on things that haven't even occurred, or this is outside of you. This is not just inside of you. This is external things influencing you internally. And here it is, the Page of Swords. Look how unbothered, a butterfly up here, this transformation here. You could be seeing butterflies. Butterflies may be significant as well during this time. This butterflies like literally signify massive transformation, because the butterfly goes from the caterpillar to the cocoon stage, but in that cocoon stage, oh my God, it morphs. It goes from crawling to being able to fly, to having wings, to like complete metamorphosis and complete destruction and rebuild in that cocoon stage. Okay, so here it is. This is what they're saying. You change your thoughts, you change your reality. So if you're choosing to focus on the negativity, guess what's always going to keep happening? All of that negative bullshit. But if you start looking at the positive things, look how beautiful that card is compared to this one. Okay? And this all has to do with thought patterns. Choose to see the beauty, not the tornado, not the negative. This is even in the 3D world. We are seeing all over the globe all this destruction, disasters, tornadoes happening everywhere. And we can get ourselves consumed with, oh my God, the world is falling apart, the world is coming to an end, and have all of this negative vibration and anxiety. But if you have that true inner knowing, that true inner wisdom, you know what this shift is bringing. You know what's happening. So why are you choosing to fixate on the negative? Turn the shit off. Turn the TV off. Go outside. Connect with nature. Choose to see the beautiful things. I don't care if a bomb hits you tomorrow and you die tomorrow. Well, guess what? You still live this life looking at the positive. You didn't even see it coming. So there you go. Would you want to see it coming? Or would you want to still be in your own, create your own bubble, create your own fantasy world? I don't care. Okay? Because we're taught not to do that. But in all actuality, again, it's been what I've been saying since the beginning of me doing this. Your thoughts become your reality. You are created in the image of our creator, right? So we have the same capabilities. We are co-creators. We have Christ-like consciousness. Create your reality. Choose what you're going to see and not see. Some may say this is dumb and being naive. Call it what the fuck you want. I call it peace and inner knowing that no matter what, my spirit team is going to guide me to wherever I need to be, whenever I need to be there. It's being in that complete surrender, being in the here and the now. I don't even fucking make plans anymore too far in advance, because I don't know. I'm in surrender. I let them dictate that. So now, not everybody's going to have that same journey. You may not even have that same journey. You may be able to manifest and create your own reality as such. Some of us are the bridges. We already have a predestined determination, soul, whatever. And some of you can. Depending on how much karma you and cycles that you break, you can create your own destiny, or how you want life to unfold for you. Depends on where you are, what your purpose is, and who you are in this lifetime. Okay, and everybody's journey is different. So you have a lot of things are being hidden from you right now because they're forcing you to heal. They're forcing you to heal some things, and to heal, releasing the control, healing from having to control the outcomes of things. So they have you blinded for a reason. Heal that wound. Heal the womb that tells you that you have to control the outcome of things. Heal the womb that tells you that you have to know and see and just know where your path is going to be, how it's supposed to unfold. Part of the whole part in life is not about the destination. Because once you get to your destination, it's lights out. Your purpose has been complete. You're full. Like you've completed your so it's like your physical vessel is done. So you go out, So why are you rushing to get there? It's all about the experiences that get you there and the lessons that your soul wants to learn in order to achieve that. So stop worrying about what that looks like. That's the whole beauty in the surrender and the adventure of life. Choose to see the adventure in things. Choose to see the magic in the world that nobody else does. And you will change your experience on how you experience life just by that. So if it's being hidden from you, it's because you ain't supposed to know. It's none of your fucking business. A lot of you guys, I was talking with some of the people that I mentor. Our gifts are not meant for us. Believe what you want, but there will come a time on your journey where you will realize that it is better to not try to read yourself, to not try to, because that only keeps you in a vicious loop. There will come a time where my readers, you will understand what I'm saying when I say, don't read yourself. Don't try to. Because you're always going to see what you want to see, and you'll manipulate and flip the cards how you want to see them, regardless if you're aware of doing it or not, because you're human. Our gifts are not meant for us. They're meant to be of service to others. However, that's what you have a soul tribe and a covenant for. Because you're more likely to get the message from someone else than if you're trying to view it yourself. Because if it's something that you don't want to see, you're not gonna. If you don't want to see something happening, you're not gonna want to see it, so you're gonna try to manipulate through it. So the real test is, are you gonna see it for what it is? Are you gonna read and see what you need to see? Is your readings actually coinciding with life, or is it completely opposite? Is your readings coming out to where it's telling you that this is all going to happen and this person's coming back in this situation and that situation, and it's not even unfolding that way? Yeah, because you're not supposed to be doing it. I'm just saying. Don't come at me. You will come to that realization on your own, but I promise you, you will eventually. I do believe also, though, that for people who get into reading, and this is the beginning stages of how spirit comes in to teach you how to talk with them back and forth. Once you develop that gift enough, that communication, that open door with them, you no longer need the cards. So there's a reason there that you will come to a point where you no longer read yourself. When you break that pattern and that cycle of trying to figure out everything, you will understand that you can get the answers without it. Okay? So again, lying, deceiving yourself, betraying yourself, thinking that you're not advanced enough or you're not worthy enough. This could be you comparing yourself to other people and other people's journeys or abilities. Stop doing that. You can't say, stop looking at people and going, oh, I wish I was as powerful as this person is. You are. Stop it being envious. You're coming from a lack mindset. That's the ego here. Ego is not all about pride. There's the other side to ego too. And the ego is where fear lives, where limiting belief systems live, where self-doubt lives, where self-worth lives. Like that, there's a big umbrella of ego now. It's not all about being conceited or confident, like none of that. It's not always knowing and being always right either. The ego is also what controls your self-deprecating tendencies as well. So you are struggling with ego right now. whether it's the external validation, whether it's being accepted by others, whether it's accepting your inner self, whether it's being the parent your inner child never had to yourself, abandonment wounds and rejection wounds from childhood. You will be faced with situations unfolding in the 3D world right now that will cause you to not want to feel those emotions because you're in fear of calling it in. Whereas this is a time where they're showing you this so that you can sit with your younger self and be like, I'm sorry, I'm abandoning you too. Because if you can only be authentically yourself when you're happy, you still have trauma to work on. But a lot of people don't realize that abandonment wounds and rejection wounds still carry throughout this journey. And a lot of reasons why we don't realize parts of that is because when we're on this journey, we try to stay positive all the time. This journey is not about love and light always, baby. No, absolutely not. And if you are under that conception, you will constantly stay in a vicious cycle of repeating the same patterns over and over again until you learn to sit with your inner self, your younger you, and cry with her and allow her to be vulnerable and to feel the hurt and the pain, but also to be there for her or him in those moments and say, I'm sorry nobody was ever there for you, but I'm here with you. I'm here with you now. And allow yourself to feel the emotions that you wouldn't normally feel or allow yourself to feel because of this journey. Because the sooner you allow yourself to go through those emotions, the sooner you heal and you're no longer carrying the baggage with you. So they're teaching you how to heal as things unfold instead of carrying it and suppressing it and holding it and carrying it into other things and adding more trauma. You're able to heal as it goes, and you're giving yourself that time with your inner self to heal from things. Okay, so again, that's about the mindset, about your judgment of things or how things are supposed to be. It open your mind. Okay, stop judging yourself so harshly. Give yourself that grace, love, and compassion, please, because it is definitely needed during these times. Because during these times where you will be challenged the most is when you will feel disconnected from your spirit team. You will feel like you are completely 100% alone. That is not the truth. They are all around you, but they cannot interfere with this. The reason you don't feel them is because this is where free will comes into play. This is where your choice has to be made for you. They cannot influence that. This is a soul fork in the road here for a soul evolution. They cannot interfere with this. You've asked for guidance. You've asked for clarity. They've showed you signs, synchronicities, all of it. Now it's up to you to actually make the decision, to actually take the leap of faith that they're asking you to do. Okay? Blindly, without any sight, like you're blindfolded. Completely. I wouldn't be surprised if the Two of Swords popped out here. Completely blindfolded. You have to make a blind decision. But you're not really blind. Do you understand? They've already given you everything you need to make this choice, right? And again, there's no wrong choices. Whether you got to repeat a cycle or not, it's okay. They'll probably know if you're going to or not. Again, you're exactly where you're meant to be when you're meant to be there. Everything is divine timing. We have the Shire of Pentacles coming out. So you guys could be wondering if you should take a leap of faith towards opening your own business. This is a go-go. Okay, the Shire of Pentacles, this is you, masculine energy, really focusing on entrepreneurship, on creating something that will manifest in the 3D world in this time period. Why? Because the Hierophant here, these soul lessons is exactly what I said. High Priestess coming in right behind it. Soul lessons, okay? 10 of Cups behind it. I can't even make it up. Look, and I'm gonna end that shit here. Okay, so here it is. You've learned the soul lessons. You've learned who you are. You've learned that the power within you. You have the wisdom, the knowledge. You have all the tools that you need to bring in what your 10 of Cups looks like now. Now are you going to take a leap of faith, and are you going to walk away from the old paradigm and have courage to take a leap of faith towards your destiny, towards your highest timeline, towards your purpose, which will ultimately bring this emotional fulfilling moment and time in your in your life. So again, the decision is yours. It always has been and it always will be. And don't feel like you have to make a decision right away. Don't feel like you have to take time. Go back within yourself. Meditate on it. Take a pause. Go out in nature. Take a couple of days to think about it. But don't obsess over it. Don't try to play out narratives and outcomes that have not happened yet. Only go into this self-reflection when you're faced with a decision. If no decision has come into your life, don't be thinking about shit other than yourself and how you can accomplish whatever it is you are setting out to accomplish within yourself. Remember, you are only in competition with yourself. You are only trying to be the best version of yourself, and you're trying to release toxicity. There's the devil here. 9 of Cups coming out behind it. So when you release this devil energy, you get a wish fulfillment. So you're Hangman. Go within. It's exactly what I was saying before I picked this deck back up. You're being divinely guided by all of your spirit team up here to rise to the occasion. This period of introspection and reflection is giving you the directions towards your leap of faith in your purpose and where you need to be. So this is the crossroads. I'll see you at the crossroads. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. I love you guys. Again, if you guys want to book a private reading with me, the link, you can email me, because this is YouTube. You can email me directly from this this channel, and we will get together and do a private session. You could do it on the dragons, what you were being faced with, or we can do another in-depth with other external influences around. I usually do both, and that's why my readings are an hour and a half long. So I'll usually do kind of both if I'm called to. I let spirit decide that stuff. So if you're interested, definitely hit me up. I am doing reading parties. You got a group of friends, y'all want to make it fun and interesting, you can book a reading party with me where everyone gets their reading and we vibe. It's basically like me going live and vibing with you guys, but also helping you guys overcome obstacles, helping you heal. It will be an emotional roller coaster, I'm not gonna lie to you, but it always ends very well and very empowering. Okay, so those are now available. My Patreon, I'm working on getting that up with tier packagings for mentorship programs that I am now offering and rolling out as well. So, which is tailored and geared towards you specifically. It is a lot of one-on-one time that a lot of other people do not offer. So, this is what I'm being called to do, and this is what I've been working on behind the scenes. That's why y'all haven't saw me for a while, but there's a reason for everything, guys. And again, do what feels right to you, and come into union with yourself and really truly make these decisions based on you, not on fear, not on what others may think, not on perceptions, not on. Do what your soul's calling you to do. That's my best advice, because they got some beautiful things that's fixing to unfold in June, July, August. It's going to be freaking awesome. So you guys rock. I love you guys. And I'm always available here. So definitely reach out if you need to. And until next time, love yourself, love each other, and stick with your journey. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be frustrated. It's okay to say fuck this shit every now and then, because it's not all love and light. Okay, understand that. But just come into yourself, ground yourself, get the clarity that you need, and keep going. You got this. I love you. Bye.